Welcome back to Disruptors Unleashed, where we explore disruptive technologies and chat with the trailblazers who are redefining industries as we know them. In our last episode, we explored the future of engineering education with Professor Dr. Rainer Stark from TU Berlin, as well as Olivier Sapin and Valérie Ferré from Dassault Systèmes. Today, we are diving into the real-life value of agile manufacturing to deliver innovative high-tech products and systems, which are enabled by the virtual twin technology. The 3D Experience platform enables faster collaboration with the best tools, leveraging knowledge and know-how across functional and geographical boundaries. Tune in as our experts Lillian Sadler and Ron Watkins share insights from next-gen engineering teams in action.
Hello and welcome to our conversation about the very important symbiotic value network in play at high-tech manufacturers. I'm your host for today, Adrian Wood, and I'm the high-tech strategic business development and marketing director at Dassault Systèmes. Today, we're going to dive into how leveraging the digital model-based synchronization of manufacturing engineering will lead to long-term success in delivering competitive connected systems. So in the next 15 minutes, we're going to show you how leading innovators are able to build a sustainable success strategy by effectively integrating their teams across high-tech product design, planning, and manufacturing. And with me today to help the conversation, we have Lillian Sadler and Ron Watkins, two of our senior experts for high-tech innovation. Hello, Lillian and Ron.
Hello.
So let's start with you, Ron. You've been in the high-tech industry for many years, focused on business transformation in the areas of planning, manufacturing, quality, warehouse and maintenance, everything to do with the shop floor, just to name a few. Any comments on the importance of this symbiotic relationship throughout the value network?
Absolutely. The high-tech manufacturers that we work with have enormous pressure on themselves to innovate faster, have flexible and efficient operations, and consistently deliver high-quality products to their customers that add value. In this environment, it's imperative that there's a digital continuity throughout engineering and manufacturing value network so that our customers can position themselves as market leaders. To establish this continuity and collaboration platform, it's essential that these companies utilize a virtual twin and leverage it throughout the engineering and manufacturing operations lifecycle.
Okay, thanks, Ron. A lot of cool topics there, some buzzwords, virtual twin. I know we've got a lot more to say on that topic in a minute, but hold those thoughts later until we get more into a deep dive. Let me just switch to you, Lillian, because you're a technical lead responsible for our high-tech manufacturing solutions, as well as engaging with our customers to ensure that these solutions we offer add value. So from your perspective, how have we helped our customers achieve this symbiotic value network and digital continuity collaboration that Ron was just mentioning?
Yeah, thank you for asking, Adrian. So there are many solutions experiences that we offer to facilitate this business transformation and also to leverage the design and manufacturing assets. First, we can improve the speed and efficiency of new product introductions by challenging companies to rethink the way they currently do their ramp-up. Second, once the products are transitioned into high-speed production rates, we shift the focus to flawless manufacturing execution. And last, we focus on automation, acceleration, and optimization by leveraging data intelligence, AI, and feedback loops for more manufacturing efficiency and profitability.
Okay, great. Thanks very much, Lynn. So I can see the value in all three of those areas to establish this the symbiotic value network. So let's talk a little bit more about the first level, which is rethinking your ramp-up, as you said. So the transition from engineering to manufacturing is especially critical in high-tech because of the pace of innovation and frequency of new product releases and changes. So how does Dassault Systèmes solutions expedite the precision and speed needed in that early manufacturing phase?
Yeah, so the creation of the virtual twin is really the key. It's not only the twin of the product, but also of the process and all of the resources that are required to manufacture it. High-tech companies will either create the engineering design or the EBOM within the 3D Experience platform, or it may also come from another third-party design tool. And then the first step is to create from this EBOM the virtual twin EBOM to reflect accurately how the product will then be made. As I just mentioned, it is not only the material structure or the what you will build, but also the structure of how it will be built, which is created in the 3D virtual twin, and that is visualized throughout the creation. So it means that for each step of the manufacturing process, The parts, the tools, fixtures, resources, skills level, and additional information about the process is defined so that you will have a complete manufacturing virtual twin.
Okay, that makes sense. So you now have this virtual twin, but how can that virtual twin be utilized for the smoother transition and to enable that faster ramp up for manufacturing that we're talking about?
This is where the true value of the virtual twin is realized, because you can virtually build the product and you can simulate everything about the manufacturing process before you ever have to actually build something in the factory. Essentially, it's build before you build. And all of these simulations can be done on the manufacturing process, on the assembly sequence, on equipment operations to identify potential manufacturing issues like collisions, bottlenecks, performance, and build rates. And this all helps to reduce ramp-up time, improve quality, and result in higher efficiencies.
Okay, that certainly does sound like it would save a lot of time and money in the prototype and ramp-up process, and hopefully allow high-tech manufacturers to transition to this full-scale production quicker and get their products to market on time. What kind of improvements have Dassault Systèmes customers realized leveraging the virtual twin for this process?
Glad you asked. So our customers have reported 10 to 30% reduction in time to market. They have improved overall engineering productivity and also reduced the time to develop by 10 to 20%. And they have also realized increased production capacity without any capital investment through simulation and improved asset utilization.
There are definitely significant benefits associated with the virtual twin. How else can the virtual twin be leveraged to improve the ramp-up and full-scale manufacturing operations execution?
We just discussed the definition of the manufacturing process plan and the routings, but another key manufacturing element is the creation of digital work instructions. So at each operation step, the virtual twin automatically creates the initial build sequential 3D views, complete with the proper build stage of the product, the tools, and the resources. And this will allow the manufacturing process planner to use it as a starting point. And if needed, he can also then add additional textual work instructions, quality notes, safety warnings, callouts, some graphics, and the end results in detailed 3D work instructions to clearly illustrate to the manufacturing operator how he will perform their task efficiently and right the first time.
That's fantastic. So with the virtual twin and in this virtual world, we were able to solve all these problems and address all these challenges. Now, when we transition to actual manufacturing, Ron, we should expect flawless execution as well. Is that right?
Absolutely. Yes, this is really the major reason and justification for investing the upfront effort in the virtual twin and maintaining it throughout the product lifecycle. For example, we have a customer, Panasonic Connect, and they've leveraged Delmia to manage all of their unorganized data and analog information from the equipment. And their goal was improving manufacturing process. Now, this enabled them to track their overall factory line operation in real time and significantly reduce their overall workload, as well as remove several of their bottlenecks and increase throughput. And they also reported to us that they were able to reduce the time taken to recognize issues in production and resolve them quickly.
Okay, great. So we're getting benefits on the virtual side from the virtual twin in pre-production manufacturing, process engineering, virtual build. Now we're also getting the benefit on the execution side. But can we dive a little bit deeper into some of those value drivers that you're talking, some of those savings? So how are they getting some of those savings?
Sure. We'll start off with quality, which is one of my favorite areas. One of the outputs of the virtual twin is the process failure modes and effects analysis, or commonly referred to as the PFMEA. And it's used to identify your potential failures that may result in any quality issues, scrap, rework, losses in productivity, and even safety events. The PFMEA provides the definition of all of your key quality data to collect during production, the data to monitor, analyze, and then act on as needed during the manufacturing execution. The measurements and testing methods, sampling plans, the spec limits, and even equipment and resources like gauges or testers required during this data collection process are also defined in the virtual twin. The data may be collected either manually by the operator or automatically through IIoT or our machine integration layer, which is part of Delmia Manufacturing Operations Management Solution.
Okay, so we can reduce some of the defects and increase quality in the virtual world, but obviously when we get to execution, there are obviously some things we can't plan for. So it sounds like that's a great way to prevent a lot of defects from happening in the first place, even if we didn't catch it in the virtual world. And then if they occur, we can ensure they're caught and resolved efficiently. So there's a lot of automation there that Panasonic Connect, other companies are doing. But of course, there's a lot of people involved as well. So in high tech, one of the biggest challenges for companies is finding and keeping a talented workforce. So they end up having to bring in newer employees sometimes that may not be as skilled. Is that addressed at all by leveraging the virtual twin in manufacturing?
It actually is. So, the training and ramp up of the new employees, as well as you mentioned, upskilling the existing workforce, is improved by the utilization of the virtual twin in a couple of ways. First, the virtual twin can be used for virtual reality-based training before they start working in the factory in the first place. And then once they start working in the factory, as they come up to speed, an augmented reality experience can be used to step the operator through a specific task during their manufacturing process. Now, the way this works is by utilizing the 3D model-based work instructions content and superimposing or projecting it over the actual product that they're building. So you can, think of this as a virtual assistant that takes the guesswork out of the process and really makes the operator or the quality inspector more efficient.
Well, who wouldn't want a virtual assistant in all their applications? That's a great application of sort of leveraging the connection between the virtual and the real world, and the use of presumably handheld tablets, smart glasses, and projection systems to sort of bring that to fruition. Any other ways that leveraging the virtual twin helps that flawless execution? Can we still improve beyond that?
Well, yes. As you know, the factory floor is just a great source of process improvements, and it's critical that there's feedback to the appropriate team members in the manufacturing or the quality engineering group or whoever it may be. And the Delmia Manufacturing Operations Management System allows the operators to take screenshots, mark them up, or even go to the actual 3D model and make callouts on that model. All of this shop feedback can then be routed back to the appropriate group, and the progress is tracked throughout the complete process for transparency. The results is a robust continuous improvement platform that ensures best practices are incorporated and used in the future. This really provides a closed-loop feedback process that's not only within the company's four walls, but can be extended to their suppliers, their contractors, and even their OEMs.
So great, go straight to the heart of what we're talking about here, that the symbiotic, or what should be a symbiotic relationship and collaboration throughout the value chain between engineering and manufacturing for efficient operations and continuous improvement. So now that we have manufacturing executing flawlessly, of course, life happens every day. Thing is ever what we expect. There's a lot of disruption. So let's shift a little bit on how to automate and accelerate and optimize our operations for improved efficiency and profitability. How do we do that, and why is there a need to do that?
So over time, there's a tremendous amount of data being gathered and captured in the manufacturing operations management system. This is valuable data, and it's a historical record of the product, the process, the equipment, the people involved, and the environment itself. And this data can not only be used for the as-built and traceability records, but it can also provide insights into the future. So all of these actuals can be brought back into the virtual twin to make the model even more closer to reality for better planning, simulation, and ultimately execution.
Okay, that's great. But as we execute, of course, we all have a plan, or we start with a plan, and that plan sometimes doesn't last very long as real life changes occur. So a lot of companies talk about planning and scheduling as sort of the heartbeat of a digital factory. How does it also benefit from the synchronization with the actual production material and maintenance data that you're talking about that we can collect?
Well, we still see a lot of customers relying on siloed scheduling systems or even manual offline spreadsheets to do their production scheduling, which is incredibly inefficient and suboptimal. But Dassault Systems, the manufacturing operations execution, the production planning, and the scheduling are all synchronized as well. So this allows your process planners to make faster and better decisions with more precision. And they're based on the demand volatility, planned maintenance activities, material shortages, shop floor, and even workforce issues, as well as supply chain disruptions. All of this is achieved with world-class optimization based on real-time KPIs, consideration of multiple constraints, and superior simulation capabilities for what-if analysis.
And we've spoken about the benefits of the other areas we've spoken about. So what kind of benefits have customers realized from the synchronization with this part of planning and scheduling?
I can answer this one, Adrian. We have the world's leading manufacturers of thermal transfer ribbons that implemented Delmir's planning and scheduling solution to control customer lead times and maximize equipment uptime while reducing waste and stockouts. So that solutions let customers to successfully absorb increased workload without compromising customer service levels, but also to reduce lead times by over 60%, the stockouts that was reduced by 50%, and also to reduce the time that was required for the planning that was cut by 80%. So that's amazing. And as more and more AI and machine learning is being utilized within our planning and scheduling solutions, these improvements are only going to get better.
That's great to hear. And clearly we've seen value in each of the different areas we've looked at, but we've also sort of seen how, the ability or the value is really from the collaboration and symbiosis of these different solutions working together and the closed loop and continuous improvement process. Ron, that you mentioned. So leveraging the virtual twin and the synchronization between manufacturing and engineering for long-term success is really how companies are going to drive competition in connected systems. So we've covered a lot of great information and savings and benefits from the Dassault Systèmes high-tech solutions. We're unfortunately out of time. I know we could speak for a lot longer. If any of you listening would like to learn more about our solutions or deep dive into any of these areas we've spoken about, the value they deliver to our customers, or how to start your journey of business transformation, please check out our website. Thank you very much for listening, and we'll look to talk to you again soon. Thank you.
Thank you.
Disruptors Unleashed is produced by Dassault Systèmes. For more episodes, follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Deezer, or wherever you listen to podcasts. To learn more about Dassault Systèmes, visit us at 3ds.com.